Hello, this is my basic guide on bind. I'm going to go over the most important things you need on this map, on a macro level at least. And the biggest thing that sticks out on this map instantly is the fact that there's no mid, and it's being replaced by an A short, B short, and these teleporters. And that one that goes from B long to showers or baths, and one that goes from A short to B short or to hookah. And this causes problems when it comes to map design elements, and it can be really hard to play this map as defense because of this as well. Attackers tend to have more options because the teleporters simply favor them. And the way that mid normally works is that if I go on to Ascent, so if the attackers have mid, then what happens is it cuts off like this sort of L shape, right? Where the attackers have this sort of area because they've gone through main, they've made a split. I know the defenders have to worry about like more area, right? If it's opposed to them just going through main, right? Then the attackers would have this much. Now the attackers actually have like this, right? Or not really that much. They have like this. So actually draw the line like a real human. There we go. Like that. So and obviously defenders will want to try and prevent this. Maybe not necessarily on Ascent. I think the biggest map for this was like Breeze. But obviously I can't get Breeze on this for some reason. Yeah. So mid control means a lot, as it means that both teams can contest it for rotations, right? And on not Hat Fracture, on Bind it's a little different, right? Because they're not contesting mid, they're contesting the destinations of the teleporters. If you own the destination and the like the place where you go in, both sides of the teleporter, then it becomes a lot easier to play. And you don't really have to, actually, to be fair, you don't have to own the destination if you want to rotate, because you can use it as like a way to flank instantly. So for instance, if the enemy team or the attacking team is going into showers or bath, then I know I'm playing Sky long, right? Maybe I've got my info early, which is what I need as Sky, or if what I want to do if I want to use these flanks. So I've got my info early with the bird, and now I know that this is clear. I'm free to cross and to flank the players in showers. That's like a very basic thing, right? And that can happen as well. And that just shows the importance of getting early info on these extremities, and controlling the destinations and the exits. The entrances and exits of these portals. So for instance, if you own the entrance of a portal, then it allows you to do a flank. But if you own the exit of a portal, then it allows you to sit in positions like this and to cut off rotations instead of having a rotation of your own. So what you want to do is, as defense, right? You generally want to be opening up the ability to rotate because you only have one rotation. So having control of long is really strong. And that's why long is quite contested, is that long has this on it. So if the attackers don't own it, they can't rotate all the way across the map. And you can. So that's the most important part. It gives you the additional rotation that isn't just this one-dimensional CT rotation. So then you're not just attacking through this line. You're actually attacking from here as well. So you're actually flanking the players on A if they take A. That's like a really important part of having the entrance of the teleporter. If you have the exit of the teleporter, which is a lot stronger in rank, to be fair. It can be strong in rank, to be fair. So sometimes as a Sky as well, I would play Sky on this map, or Sova. I would dog up here, check it's clear, and then I would sit here. And if the enemy team is all towards B, and then if they ever decide to rotate, I'm cutting off that rotation. So, and this is very similar to how you would see it on other maps with mid, that flanks or taking space, sometimes you can cut off the enemy rotations through mid. It's exactly the same principle, but it's interacting with these teleporters. Same thing happens here as well. If you own this, you can flank hookah. If you own this, then you can cut off rotations from a short, right? It's very, very simple. And I think that defense definitely have the harder time on this map, because they really have to contest for the entrances. Because if they don't contest for those entrances, or just in general, having the ability to flank is really important on bind for defense, because otherwise they have to retake through this horrible choke point, or like singular lines, right? They have to retake through these two areas, or they have to retake through this horrendous doorway, an elbow, right? And this is sort of like the same line. And as a result, like B is horrendous to retake. So as defense, generally you're going to see like a 3-2 split. You're going to have a weak side on 2. You're probably going to have a 2 in showers or a 2 in short. You would go 2-0 or 0-2. You'd never go really 1-1. Very, very rare that you want to do that. And otherwise on B, you may have a 1 and then a 2. You may have a 1 and then a 2, or you might have a 3 or a 3-0, kind of depends on how you want to play. On ranked, you might see a Sage wall this, and that allows you to play a 3-0, or maybe a 2-1. And then the 3 is really, I'd say this is more like eco territory, where you expect them to go showers, and then you can dog this, or sorry, bird this early on. There's no one there. If they ever go showers, you'll have someone like watching for showers. The 2 will like contest it maybe, or like play just outside it, like this in these areas. As soon as they get contact here, you all 3 TP and flank the 3. Generally that's kind of how defense is going to look. You're gonna have 3-2, and you're gonna look to make sure you're only contesting one of the 2 sides, and you're not contesting both at the same time. Particularly, it's a lot harder to do that. But as you can see, like the 2-1 here, usually you can have like a smoker smoke this, and they can cross, and they can do all these sorts of things. You may have like a 1-1-1, where this 1 will add to the 1 on either side to sort of help each one as needed. Because this person can get info. Usually you'll have like a sky here, so they can get info early, so this person can easily join them. And then here as well, they'll make footsteps up here, and you can use the smoke and things like that. It's a lot harder to join the guy in hookah, but then these 2 people can regroup and take long together as they go into hookah, and then it creates this problem for them where they're going into B, but they have this like this. So then the defenders are going to go in like this onto the site because they own long. So that's the reason why you want to play 3. Not sure how clear that was. Sorry if it wasn't that clear. And I don't mind clarifying things in the comments if needed. And on attack, what we want to do, the main idea or main premise of attack is that we want to make sure that the enemy has no rotations, right? And we want to retain our own rotations on bind, right? Because that's where the strength of bind is in the rotations. And playing like these mind games mid round. That's usually where bind strengths are. So what we want to do is we might want to have a cipher to cut off this rotation, so they can't easily flank. At least if they flank, we know about it. We might want to try and control this area. So while when you see like in competitive, when you see Vipers controlling this area, lurking through here, they're actually also controlling the entrance point of this. So if your teammates go B, then they can't use this rotation, right? That's the important part of the Viper playing here, is that they can't use this rotation, and therefore they're a lot safer in hookah, and they can go out normally. I don't have to worry about getting backstabbed by people and teleporters. And same with on attack, right? Contesting this space is very valuable because it allows people in showers to be safe. So if you have a lurk, maybe they'll lurk up here, or try and contest the Viper. Usually you contest quite a lot of like the sky here in ranked more so. You're trying to contest this a bit because you don't want them to have this easy rotation. It also allows you to have the option to go back to A a lot easier. So on attack, it's all about cutting the enemy's rotations while retaining your own, and just generally trying to play mind games in mid game, having some nice lurks, being able to just in general control the map and then push them to the limits, basically play the mind games. And it's why agents like Yoru, I think, are pretty good on this map, in the right hands especially, because Yoru is one of those agents that's very capable of playing those mind games. So yeah, that's kind of it for Bind. Quite a fast video, I think, faster than normal for me. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions about Bind, then just feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try and answer every single one. So yeah, I'll see you in my next one.